All right. Well, first, I want to thank you, Lluvia, for joining me in this quick little interview with our company, ProtopVA.com. And I just have a couple of questions, right? So the first question is, what's your name? What do you guys do? Your company? Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do and about the need that you had for a virtual assistant to help you with your business?
Yeah, so my name is Lluvia Vázquez, and I'm with DoDeals LLC and Love Texas Land, which is owned by Tim Mai. We've been doing real estate for almost 20 years, but this land project we actually started last year. It's been going very well, and we've been using VAs outside of the U.S. And while it's good, the country we had been using, there was just that language barrier that just for phone calls and what we needed was just not there, which is why we found out that you had VAs in Central America and Mexico, just other places. So that's why we decided to give it a shot, because we figured the language would be a little bit um,
Better.
better. I didn't want to say that, but yeah. So that's why we decided to give you a shot. Yeah.
What has been your experience so far?
Yeah. So I'm not even sure how long we've been using your service. Do you know? It's been a
It,
few.
it's been probably about 3 months or so.
Okay. Yeah. So 3 months. Yeah. So it's been going very well. So a couple things I've noticed with Jasmine is the supervision. We don't have to supervise as much. She reports her numbers daily every morning, and her dials are always there. Her connections are always there, and her lead conversion is always there. So we don't have to kind of micromanage her as much as we did our previous VAs. That and then well, she's bilingual, so we do deal with a lot of people that are Spanish speaking only. So that helps. And the interesting part about her, she's like very soft spoken. And so I've been tracking her, the deals that we've closed, and some of our bigger deals have come from her conversations.
Wow.
And then the interesting part is as I dig into these sellers, these have been some tough gentlemen, you know. One of them just gave us the hardest time through the whole thing at closing. He's just, those very dry, kind of rude older men. He's older. So I was just so shocked to know that the first contact was Jasmine, you know? Yeah, yeah. So that was one of them. The other one, same thing, was an older gentleman, just and she had been, those were two of our bigger deals lately. I mean, I haven't gone back to see the rest, but I'm sure that yeah, she's doing great. Yeah.
So you mentioned to me the other day that she got like two deals in a row, and
Hmm.
so can you tell us a little bit about that? How did that work out?
Yeah. So yeah, so those two deals, one of them we profited 95,000, and yeah, and the second one we profit 75. So
It's paying up, right?
yeah, it is. It is.
Um,
And like I said, I haven't even looked from the time she started to see what other ones she converted, but I just got very curious about those two big ones because we closed on them last week. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jasmine did both of those. So that was really cool.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you mentioned you don't have to micromanaging. It's just doing really well and building that rapport with the clients that all the virtual assistants are able to.
Yeah, like with her, so we have a weekly, not a weekly, a daily meeting. Every meeting we have a little huddle at 9:30. She's always, she's missed it once and I knew why. That's it. Other than that, she's always on time on the huddle with her numbers. I've never had to, find out. No, she always has her numbers, reports. I reach out any time of the day, she's there. You know, she's always there. So yeah, poor thing. Even I think it was Labor Day. I forgot to tell her. I said, no, you can go. Yeah, she always there, always there.
I'm so happy to hear that because
Yeah,
you guys came to us. You were one of our first clients, and team is actually a pioneer in the virtual assistant
yeah, I know.
in the U.S.
Yes,
In the real estate business,
yes,
the niche. It's my understanding that the real estate industry here, we're not using virtual assistant for their business, and Team Maya brought that up, and he
yeah.
started it, and a
Mhm.
lot of people started getting familiar with virtual assistants, and it actually is very rewarding to hear that he
Yeah,
actually hired a virtual assistant
I know.
us with ProtopVA, a bilingual virtual assistant, and she's doing so great in his business. So that's great. And so tell me a little bit about at the beginning. I remember you were building your start operating procedures and stuff like that for the business. How fast has she been able to pick up with because she didn't have a lot of experience in real estate, and she's
No.
learning big numbers, right? So she's learning fast. So can you tell me a little bit about that as well?
So I've been terrible at training her, by the way. I'm going to be honest. But so she didn't have a lot of experience at the beginning. I think a few weeks into it, we did train her. We listened to some of her calls and we just gave her some feedback. And then within 2 weeks, she had improved dramatically. We put her on she joined one of our sales process training seminars. So she picked up some tips there. And then she's also been doing a little bit of like an online class. Again, we're bad at training, but no, she's improved quickly, and like I said, she's very soft spoken. So when you talk to her, she's so soft. But I mean, we were discussing that the other day, saying maybe that works in her favor with people, especially those tougher people. They can be so rude. I remember one of her calls, the first ones, I was listening to it and I said, if I was her, I would have hung up, because he was so rude. And she didn't. She just kind of paused and she just kept going. So yeah, no, she's been great. Like I said, very, I mean, she's very independent. She's over there by herself, and she's been, yeah, very trainable for sure.
That's amazing. So then you didn't have to. I mean, you're not pushing hard on training, but she's picking up real fast, and at
Yeah.
the same time able to deliver on it.
Yeah, and then we also, yeah, we did. So I didn't personally train her, but she's been training with our other VAs um, on, running comps, and she picked it up quickly. And then she worked with our acquisition person more on comps. So she has been training with Jessica, who runs acquisitions, on how to analyze deals. So she knows how to look at numbers, and she knows how to determine if a lead is hot.
So can you tell me a little bit about everything that she's doing within your company?
Yeah. So she is strictly what we call follow-up specialist. So she handles all our follow-up calls. She's constantly following up with people in our database. One, two, she takes all the direct mail calls. So any incoming calls from direct mail, she's handling those. Anything that's call related goes to her. Yeah. We haven't had her do cold calls because we don't have a need for it. She for her follow-ups and incoming direct mail calls, they keep her busy.
So she's doing follow-ups. Is she doing negotiations as well?
She's not doing negotiations. All she's doing is trying to determine motivation, and create a quick connection. Are they motivated? Do you have a price in mind? She's just trying to gauge the lead. And then depending on the information she gathers, she'll run comps if she's able to get an asking price, then she'll tell Jessica, hey, this one is the hot one, or this person's just interested. But she's trying to create the connection between the seller and our company
Okay.
to warm them up for the acquisition.
But she's also additional to, doing follow-ups and talking to clients and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She's running comps. She's running comparables.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Exactly. So you guys train her for that, right? How did she do with that one? Did she pick up real fast on
I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty bad at keeping up with that stuff, but I'm pretty sure because she works directly with our acquisition person. Like I was never pulled in to have to do anything there. So no, it's been fine. It was seamless. We trained her, and it was 3 people we trained at the same time, and yeah, she picked it up immediately. Yeah. We do land. So land is it. In my opinion, land is a little trickier than houses. But no, she's picked it up pretty good. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So she's making phone calls to, not to negotiate, but to follow up with the clients, determine motivation in running comparables and market analysis on these properties as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Anything else that she's doing at this point, or just focus on those things?
Nope, that's all she does, which is pretty amazing. All day, that's all she does.
That's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. And I remember you mentioned to me, right, that you are, so happy with her performance that you're actually interested or thinking on hiring an additional virtual assistant to basically plug into your business as well.
Yeah, so we're trying to build out the team a little bit more. As soon as we we're able to have another acquisition person, then we'll go ahead and have them have their own follow-up specialist, which is
and you're just focusing on land acquisition, right? Is what you guys.
That's all we do. We've done a few houses just by repeat sellers, but we focus on land. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, it makes me very happy, to hear the news, and I knew that she was doing great, but the results are there, and that excites me, and makes me really happy because that's what we are focused on. We're focused on delivering, and it's also interesting that she didn't have a lot of real estate experience and very little training. She was, she's a fast learner, and she was able to build that rapport, which is actually really hard. With people, especially difficult people.
Yeah, she actually really is a fast learner, and when I compare her to, as you were speaking, I was reminded, as I compare her to, like I said, the other people we've worked with, she with very little direction, like I'll say, hey, can you go into this software we're using? And then she said, oh, like I can put it in Spanish. So she picked up on the CRM super fast. And every time I ask her for something, like this week, we made some changes to what she's doing, and I don't have to give her much direction, and she just goes in there and figures it out. So yeah, she's really good. And actually, my acquisition person met her yesterday in person. Yeah, she's in Mexico. So yeah, they met, which I think is gonna do good for the connection, So
wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually really, really happy, and it's also good that we're having this quick interview here, right? Because to let all the people know that we only bring top quality to our team, and when we outsource and we provide a virtual assistant a business or an entrepreneur or a company, right? It's somebody that we vet very carefully, and we actually pick the right person for the right business. And the proof is there, and the results are there. So I'm very happy, and I wanted to thank you for showing up and sharing that with us, sharing that with all the people, because they need to know and that you guys are doing amazing, and you're getting great results. And so there you go. Thank you.
We're very excited. We're very excited to keep working with her. And I do plan to implement a little bit more training because our team is growing. So it's going to be a bigger team to train. So I'll keep you updated with her progress, like I said, and once we're ready. And I did recommend you to someone, so you should be getting a call. One of the
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Keep doing it.